Alright guys, bunch of stuff is stripped. Bodywork's done. A few spots here. I gotta get that one. Cut out the wheel wells some more. So we gotta cut these vents. This rubber is staying in on this one, but we will pull it back and make sure that we get everywhere. Clean the rubber off. The doors are fitting better. I got to pull this out a little. What I'm going to do here is put these hooks in and try to suck the top in. So what I did here is I put some tape on a nut and I dropped it on down there. And I'll stick something to push up against the back of it, and then I'll go ahead and thread this on. Anyway, most of it's pretty much ready. We got a little crazier on the jams than I wanted, but that's fine. The door, there we go. The tailgate I'm doing very last. So yeah, we'll pull the doors off, jam the body. That's all blacked out on the jams for the gate, so we'll leave that. The dash I'll probably just touch up. So anyway. Alright, this may be a little hard one-handed. We'll see. Anyway. Oh yeah, that is definitely pulling. See the slack that just came off that? See that? So let's get an actual click. Oh, the thing's not. Hold on. Sorry that it wasn't latched in. Anyway, look at that. One nice little crank. I should probably put a washer and bolt on that. Anyway, let's see if I can even close the gate here. And that has brought that pretty decent. Well, I know that's not decent. It's better than it was. I honestly think that this corner is kicked in, and I honestly think that this corner is kicked out, because that's pretty bad. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a porta power down here and try and push on this a little bit, and then I'm going to have to shim some things up to get it to all fit correct, but it eventually will get there. This one is not going to be perfect. Like these ones we're going to do, they got to be pretty nice. So anyway, we have the whole thing skimmed here, and so I'm going to take this tool, and you can see, hit it, and it cuts it down really fast. You can see low spot, high, and we'll just knock that down with 40. Put one more on the low spots there, and we'll be ready to rock. On the bottom here, I can use it on here also, but I may just use the orbital sander. Alright, so these are pretty bad. They're horrible. So I end up deciding to do it. So what I'm going to do is, I had my boys start sanding with 320, but I'm going to have to come in here with like 220 and knock a ton of this off to smooth everything out, because it's pretty bad. And then when we do that, we'll have this cleaned up, and I'll seam seal the spots that need to be sealed up, because yeah, it's pretty bad. Alright, so we got that cut out. Finishing up those spots. I had to block this with some grill brick. I didn't want to go over it with it too much, but that's fine. Tailgate's still out of whack. And yeah, got this side cut. And look at this. peeled right off with the tape. But anyway, still need to get that mark. That's all cut now, so we'll go ahead and do the body work down here and on the other side down there. All right, so we're just gonna skim cut this whole thing. This gate's bad. I've hit the bottom. I'm gonna hit these bigger areas first, and then again, just kind of skim. You can see high and low spots, just the whole thing. So we'll do that. I think I showed you in another one. This is all, but I may sandblast from here to here, and I just sandblast all that. But we'll do that next. Everything's masked. Everything's ready to prime, except this. All right, we got this thing primed. I'm gonna hit it with grill brick. You see this area is a little low. Everything else is looking good. So with what happened to this, and just 80 grit, 40 grit, I'm prime it. We'll hit it with grill brick, fix little spots, prime it really good, and just paint it. I don't want to mess with it too much. We got the seams done. We got the seam down there done, which I forgot to prime. I think, yep, I did forget to prime it. Dang it. Got the jams. And so, put some primer on them and sand them, make sure all the edges are good. Yeah, I forgot that one too. So, anyway, that is today. All right, I've been so scatterbrained, like normal. It's been a week, I think, since I recorded, so I don't even remember what I recorded last. But I got this primed, and then put those down. Can't remember if I already did a video on that. It'll look really close together in the video if I did. But I didn't like this, so I skimmed there and there, because I did not like how it looked. This side is totally ready. This side is almost ready. I gotta hit a couple spots, and then hit edges. And this will be done. Then all we'll have to do is sand the primer in the jams, and then we can spray this thing. It'll be ready to go. Alright guys, so I'm about to prime this again. I masked off areas I do not need to prime. And I don't show very much on this DIY thing, because I forget. But I'm mixing up a little primer, so I want to show you what I do. I used to have a paint bank over here and measuring stuff, all that. But now I use this. So, because I don't want to mix up a little on here. So let's find the 4-to-1. So 4-to-1's there. So I would pour primer to there, reducer to there. Or excuse me, the hardener to there. You can reduce it a little if you want. You don't do one, you do a small percent. But I don't want to mix up that much. So I'm mixing just a little amount. So what I did here, come on. Hopefully it didn't reset. It probably did. It did, but that's all right. So what I did was I did 2 ounces, and now this primer is 4-to-1. So I did 2 ounces, and then reset it, and then 1/2 ounce of the hardener, because that would be 4-to-1. 4 ounces to 1 ounce hardener. So 2 ounces would be 1/2 ounce. And then, because it is a final thing, I'm going to put a little bit of reducer in there. Not a lot. So, Now we have a little more. Now we have enough to mix up. It's going to be a little less than 3 ounces. So that's all I need. I don't want to make a ton to go spray that little bit. Now normally I have a bunch of stuff ready to prime, so I mix a lot at once, but this is just this little spot so I can get this done. All right, so I blew it off. Now I got my gun set where I want, and at very first I'm just going to hit where this is. Now I have this turned down a bit. I don't want a bunch of overspray. The air is actually only at 15 psi. It sounds louder, but what you want to do, make sure you blow it off really good. So this whole tailgate dips in the middle, top and bottom. And so when it's not going to be straight, because it's just hammered. So I'm going to put a medium coat on to, just over these bonded areas. And then I'm going to put like 2 or 3 coats on. See how, little thicker than medium. But I want to put it on, wait for it to flash, and then we'll probably block these one more time with like 120, and then put a light coat of primer on and do a final sand. Because I don't know if you can, yeah, see that? See that? That thing is what it is on this one. Normally, like on these ones or the one in the booth, we'd be getting your tailgate. This is just getting sold, so guy's not worried about it. Just wanted it better looking. All right, everyone. So we got it going. That was 3 ounces. I put almost 3 ounces. I put a couple coats on, had a little left over, so I let it flash and dusted it. And then now I'm gonna put the I like to put the guide coat on like it's still wet. It'd be nice and dry tomorrow to sand. If you put it on, you gotta wait a minute, or if I'll put it on, then I'll take like a rag and wipe it, make sure it's not sticky or anything, like after the primer's dry, like guide coat in general. So we'll get this going. This is ready. As soon as the gate's ready, put it on, mask it, shoot it, paint the parts black, bolt everything on, send it. Oh, and guys, be sure to wear masks. I took the gloves off, but this stuff's bad. It's nasty. Doesn't matter what you're doing, wear this. I have a bad habit of like sanding and not wearing a dust mask, but you should always wear it, because like primer, clear, stuff like that, sealer, it's got a hardener in it that's going in your lungs. What do you think it's going to do? So always wear masks.